Here I am, driving south from Hanksville, Utah on scenic State Highway 95. It's October, Tuesday the 14th, 2025. I'm heading to my next destination, the Natural Bridges National Monument. As you can see, it's overcast and sprinkling rain. In a way, it's kind of funny. Utah had been in a drought. I show up, and they're setting records for rain for the month of October. But what could I do? I mentally cussed out Mother Nature, smiled, and told myself to cheer up. Things could be worse. Well, I cheered up, and sure enough, things got worse. It was really coming down. It was a gully washer, a real turd floater. All I could do was keep my fingers crossed and hope it wasn't going to be an all-day thing. Finally, after a while, I arrived at the Natural Bridges National Monument. Well, it had stopped raining, but it still looked like it was going to start dumping water on me again if I even looked cross-eyed at the clouds. There are 3 bridges at Natural Bridges, and the first one I came to and hiked was Sipapu Bridge. Sipapu is a Hopi word for place of emergence. Here's the beginning of the trail. You can see what the rain left me. It's a little over a mile round-trip hike, moderate to strenuous. For me with my age and knees, the emphasis was on strenuous. Almost immediately, I came to one of the several steps and ladders on the trail. That's one of the reasons why I decided to go on this hike. First time I hiked this trail, back when I was young, dumb, and full of it, the ladders were all made out of wood. Very cool. But now they were all made out of metal. Well, not as cool, it was probably a lot safer that way. Here's looking up a rare, flat part of the trail. And here's another ladder that I climbed down on the trail. Soon you'll come to a spot on the trail where this ledge is. It doesn't head down to the bridge, but you'll want to take time to walk on it anyway. From the start of the trail, it looks like a little ribbon, but it's actually pretty safe and wide. It's great walking out there, plus you get your first really good look at Sipapu Bridge. Okay, now I've got to decide, do I want to go down the fast way and jump, or take the slower way? Now I don't mind jumping, and I don't mind the fall. It's the sudden stop that bothers me. I'm farther down the trail, and this is another look at Sipapu Bridge. Hey, there's some blue sky. What a difference from the downpour this morning. Here's a twisted design and some wood alongside the trail. I just came down this ladder. This shot will show you just how rough the terrain was having to come down here. And another ladder that I came down. I told you there are a lot of ladders to go down on this trail. Finally, I'm down at the bottom of the trail. I look up and I get a really unique view of Sipapu Bridge. I'm heading back up now. I stop to take a breather and get one last look at Sipapu Bridge, and then it's off to my next hike. First, I passed by Kachina Bridge, seen there in the distance. I skipped it because it was similar to the bridge that I just hiked in length and difficulty. Plus, and I don't mind telling you this, I was tired and my knees were aching. Finally, I got to my hike, the Owachomo Natural Bridge. It's the 3rd bridge in the park and the easiest to hike of all 3. Owachomo, in the Hopi language, means rock mound. This is what the trail looks like heading down to Owachomo Bridge. Another look at the trail, and I'll look at the bridge. Owachomo Bridge is the oldest and smallest of the 3. Here's a look at the bridge's dimensions. Still pretty big if you ask me, but when you compare them to that of Sipapu Bridge, it's really quite small. Only the width is close to being the same. Once the trail ends, you just kind of work your way down the easiest way that you can on the rocks. Here's a look at the bridge from the other side. After that, I drove to the town of Blanding, Utah to spend the night. But before getting some sleep, I had to check out what Dirty Pops was. I had read about it and was curious to find out what it was. Was it some guy telling off-color dad jokes? Well, it turned out to be a tiny shack that served soda pop. But not just any kind of soda pop. These were conventional sodas mixed with unconventional flavors. There were so many interesting creations that I panicked and simply picked the one under Dr. Pepper called Boom Shakalaka. It was Dr. Pepper mixed with mango, coconut, vanilla, and cream. I picked it as a last resort because the name reminded me of the Sly and the Family Stone song, I Want to Take You Higher. I'll admit, I tried the dirty pop with a little uneasiness. I'll try a lot of things, but this strange concoction? I don't know what I expected. Well, I tried it, and you know what? I was pleasantly surprised by the taste. Highly recommended. Nothing happened, except for my taste buds shouting, yes! After that, I was done for the day. I went back to my motel and got a good restful sleep. Once again, I would have a busy day tomorrow.